What up, Panther Nation? What up? What up? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button on your way in. Make sure you pound that like button. Come on, come on. We got plenty of people in here. Y'all got it over 1,000 views the last live stream, by the way. Shout out to you guys. Over 41 people like, but man, 1,000 views for a live stream is pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. I mean, it doesn't happen very often as of late. And that's YouTube, man. It's 1 minute I'm getting 1,000 views, the next minute I'm getting 400 views. It doesn't make sense. YouTube is weird. The algorithm is weird. And yes, my screen is small, Josh. I've been trying out the longer, just the more horizontal, I guess you could say, or the more vertical, I guess you could say, more vertical approach, I guess you could say. Because people can watch this from their phones a lot easier. So that's why we're doing it this way. And YouTube has made it now where we can have the settings into, that portrait mode. And that's kind of what this is, a portrait mode, I guess you could say. So yeah, my screen is smaller, but it's better for people if they watch on their phones, right? I know some of you guys probably watch on your laptop. Some of you guys watch on TV. Some of you guys probably just throw me on TV. I don't know. If you do, that's kind of sick. But, just trying something new, man. Just trying something new. Joshua's good. Locked and loaded. Let's get it, my guy. This is like an interesting version of the nightly news for me now. Keep it coming for sure, man. I'll be here 8:30 mostly, The more I think about it, we may need to draft that running back out of Boise. He could be a once-in-a-lifetime talent, Jeff R. He could be. Me personally, I don't like the vertical live. I mostly use my phone. So you would like this better, right, Marcos? This view right here, then? This view, because this view is like full screen on your phone. So you mean you don't like the horizontal line? Or, okay, let's get the settings correct, ladies and gentlemen. The view you're watching right now is portrait. The other view that you watch is called landscape. Two different ones. All right. So Marcos likes the portrait one better than the landscape one. Julian, what's good, man? Antonio, what's good? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream again. As you guys are coming in, man, do me a favor. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. We've got lots of stuff to talk about, even though for a short week. There's a bunch of stuff I want to talk about, man. Let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. I'm going to pull up some stuff here. I'm going to use my handy dandy Twitter account because that's what we're going to use tonight. I want to talk about this. So here's the thing. Here is the thing. All right. Let's talk about the whole Xavier Legette because, listen, I trust me, guys. I get it. Like, the Xavier Legette has dropped a lot of major passes, a lot of drive killers, a lot of, and of course, that touchdown pass to Philly. And yeah, he's got to get his act together. But there is a lot of people that are really getting on this kid's ass, like saying this guy's a bust. Like, I mean, how can you say a guy is a bust when it's his first season in Carolina? Again, there hasn't been a consistency here from for a coaching standpoint till now. We're trying to rebuild the culture. We're in a rebuild mode. Bryce Young is starting to get things put together, right? Like but here's the thing. A lot of people in the NFL don't give a damn about rookies adjusting. Okay? That's what the league is. It chews you up. It spits you out. It doesn't wait for you to figure things out. And Xavier Legette, as a first-round pick, is learning that right now. And he's learning that. And we're going to talk about him, and I'm going to show you a clip with him over on the Amon-Ra St. Brown's, and we're going to break that video down too. But, this guy is a 6'1", 221 wide receiver. He looks like a guy who should be dominating defense every week. Sure, right? His highlight tape proves that. He is a rookie, though. He's probably just going through a little rookie slump, which happens all the time. You can't expect this guy to go out there and score a touchdown every game. He went 4 straight games or whatever it was, 5 straight games with a touchdown. But so he's had a solid start to the season. And like I said, he led this team with 4 touchdown catches from before the week 11 bye. The bye week, the wheels started to kind of come off a little bit. All right. But in the last 4 games, he's been charged with a drop in each outing. Okay. That's 1 drop. Now, we're not talking about meaningless plays, though. The drops are happening in drive killer times, or when Bryce is trying to have a clutch moment, or a game-winning touchdown. They're game-altering mistakes. Okay. And I know that's in that Philadelphia game, and the drop in that game is a very brutal example. You have to picture this, though. Like, are the Panthers? Picture it this way. All right, they're down. You're down by 6. Okay, you're down by 6. Okay, you got less than a minute on the clock. You got Legette's running a crisp route. He beats the hell out of the veteran cornerback. Let's say he beats out we'll just put Darius Slay. We'll go with Darius Slay. And you think about it this way, he finds himself in this wide open 32-yard touchdown pass. We'll use the Philadelphia example. This is the moment he's supposed to solidify himself as a clutch player. But he drops it. The ball's hit his hands, then the turf, and with it goes any chance of the Panthers tying this game. Right? And fans are left fuming. This isn't just a one-time, one-off mistake. The last few weeks, he has had a litter of them. Missed opportunities. Right? But Legette's not the only player on this team that has missed opportunities. Bryce has had missed opportunities, right? Thielen's had missed opportunities, right? Chuba has had missed opportunities, right? Who else has had missed opportunities? I'm sure, guys on the defense have had missed opportunities, okay? Everybody has had missed opportunities on this team. This is a team that still is trying to figure itself out. It is still trying to figure out its identity. It's still trying to figure out the culture and bring back that winning aspirations. This team right now also is learning how to close out games. But TJ, from the State of the Same podcast last night when we were on the NFC South Roundtable, said it best. Teams like Carolina sometimes have to lose to learn how to win, which means learns how to also come up in the clutch moments and close out games. That sometimes that needs to happen. And we're in that phase right now, ladies and gentlemen, that it's kind of happening right now. I think we're in that phase right now that we're learning how to win. I think that's a fair case in point. I really do. I think that's a fair case in point by what TJ said. Sometimes you need to learn to lose before winning. It teaches you, and especially in these close games, it teaches you how to close games. It teaches you how to come up in the clutch moments. It teaches you how to grasp those opportunities and run with it. And so, again, you got to think about this. Legette has struggled to complete catches in traffic. That is a glaring weakness of his for someone who came in the league to be this high-level ball skills guy, the 50-50 ball guy. But in college, he was the guy making the tough grabs look easy. Now in the NFL, he's the guy making easy grabs look tough. That is a problem. But he is what is Xavier Legette again, ladies and gentlemen. He is a rookie. Get it through your thick head, right? And I know you fans are losing patience. And fans, as they do, are already tossing the bus label. They're comparing him to disappointments like Kelvin Benjamin. I mean, some people have said that he's a Devin Funches, but Devin Funches wasn't a bust. Like Jonathan Mingo, I've heard even Jonathan Mingo, him and Jonathan Mingo get compared. He's done more this season than Jonathan Mingo ever has. So, I mean, these people are just being irrational and harsh. And sure, let's be real. Legette hasn't done much lately, at least in these last couple of games after the bye week, to say that they're wrong. But you could also go back to the first few weeks before the bye week and say, double check yourself, right? For first round picks, yes, they're supposed to have these immediate impact. And right now, I would say that he's had an immediate impact for the first 11 weeks. Now, but but I think a lot of people need to pump the brakes on writing this guy off. Is he underperforming right now? Absolutely. Does he deserve some criticism he's getting? Absolutely. But let's not act like Legette isn't some redeemable disaster. Like is some unredeemable disaster. Like this guy has shown flashes of what made him a first round pick in the first place, right? So take a step back. I think you got to look at this guy's progress. He's improved as a route runner. He's shown better short area quickness, and he's using his physicality more effectively at the top of the routes. These are minor tweaks. These are the kind of things that can make him a legitimate weapon in the passing game. And let's not forget, he's a rookie. The transition from college to the pros is brutal. And not everyone hits the ground running like a Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson. Some guys take time. Again, Legette could be one of those guys. The Panthers didn't draft him in the first round by accident, ladies and gentlemen. They saw him as a talented physical receiver who could be a nightmare matchup for defenders. And despite the drops, the potential's still there. Like, he's shown he can get open. He's shown he can win against top tier cornerbacks. Light Slay. He did it in the Eagles game. Now he just needs to do one thing wide receivers do best. Catch the damn ball. Simple as that. Simple as that. All right. Let's get to some comments. And as y'all are coming in, I see over 43 people watching. Wherever you're watching, wherever you may be, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, do me a favor. Make sure you pound that like button, hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on new content. I would greatly appreciate that. And maybe we should do a poll in the chat. I kind of want to do a poll in the chat with you guys. I want to see if you guys would rather like the landscape view, which is more of the horizontal view, or the vertical view, which is more the portrait view. So that's what that's the poll question of the day. Because I kind of want to have a better understanding of which views you guys like. So I'm going to put a poll question up today, and we'll go, which view do you like better? Landscape? Landscape. We'll do landscape / full landscape or portrait. Did I spell portrait right? I think I did. I done did it. Yeah, I done did it. All right, and we'll do landscape just to have a better idea. Landscape is more like full screen horizontal. No, we'll just do landscape. So for the poll question, if anybody's wondering, land landscape or portrait? Landscape is the full screen. This is the portrait screen, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're voting, the portrait screen is like this. All right. The portrait screen is like this. Portrait screen's better for your phone. Let's be honest. Let's get to some comments here. Yeah, had a case of his droppies. I think Legette will be fine. We'll need a wide receiver one. Yep. He can't be dropping game winning passes. Yep. Yeah, for sure. No, for sure. I feel that. You can't do it. If he needs hand surgery, none of it matters. Remember, we gave up Darnold after going 3-0, got injured, he bailed, and now look at him. I know. It's crazy. Canals keeps saying trust the process. I see the process starting to bloom. Correct. For sure. Marcos. Agreed. Marcos facts. Swan. Double tap the screen for sure. Double tap that screen. 34 people watching, only 16 likes. Y'all better get them likes up. We got over 46 people watching right now. Make sure y'all pound that like button. There's no reason why we shouldn't have 46 likes already. All right. 46 likes. Everybody coming in. I just want to see the poll question. Landscape view is the bigger full screen, wider screen. The vertical, the portrait view is what we're in right now. So I just wanted to get y'all's I like to know what y'all think. Who's proven to be the best wide receiver in this out of this? Who's proven to be the best wide receiver out of this draft class, Swan? I mean, it's definitely Malik Neighbors. Easy enough. When are you going to start doing mock drafts? I mean, probably here soon, Matthew. I mean, we'll definitely start doing some mock drafts for sure. We'll definitely start doing some mock drafts here soon. XL will be fine after a full season under his belt, plus a whole off season not to deal with school and draft stuff. He goes to work on his craft. Yeah, I agree. Rock goes, I go with whatever got me 1,000 views. Fair enough. That's a fair case in point. People are overlooking Legette is getting open, which is good. Now complete those catches. That's exactly what I was getting at, Mr. Hunky Dory. This view, I can't see chat if I go full screen, so it's small on my phone. Interesting, Josh. Interesting. You should be able to see the screen. So when you look at it from my view, you see. So if I go on my phone and watch it, I can see the full chat. I can see the full chat down here. Like if I go full screen, well, if you go full screen, yeah. You can see the chat. It should start coming up. Which is weird. When I did it full screen, my chat was coming up. But that's okay. It's fun. We're just messing around here. All right, let's get back to business here. But again, let's be clear. When it comes to these kinds of yips like this for Legette, there's really no magic solution here. All right. Benching him isn't going to fix his hands, and frankly, the Panthers can't afford to bench him. This isn't a loaded roster where they can just stash their first round pick on the sideline. So, like, if Legette is going to turn this around, it's going to come down to one thing: putting in the work, which I see that happen this offseason. I agree with you guys. Drops are often a mix of lapses or poor technique, or maybe sometimes the mental side, and that kind of happens. That's on Legette to figure out. Like he needs to let go of the mistakes and stop letting them snowball. The technique, that's where kind of coaching comes into play, in my opinion. Like the Panthers staff need to drill him on the fundamentals: hand placement, focus, securing the ball through contact. This is basic stuff, but it's foundation of what separates defensive receivers from the great ones. Now, you got to think about this. While these last 4 games isn't going to define, I think, Legette's career, they will set the tone for his offseason. Like if he continues to struggle, the bust whispers will only grow louder. But if he can step up, show some consistency, make a few big plays, it'll give the Panthers, their fans, something for us to really build on. Like, look, this team isn't going anywhere this season, ladies and gentlemen. I told you that. I had no expectations of this team going anywhere, right? Like, we're what, 3-10 at this point, and everyone knows it, right? Like, but these games still matter. Like, Bryce needs reliable targets to throw to. Legette needs to prove he can be one of them. And if he can start catching the ball consistently, he could become a high end number 2 in this offense. And that's not nothing. Right? Again, he's got the talent, he's got the size and the opportunity. And what he doesn't have right now is the consistency or the trust of the fans. I think he has the trust of his teammates. And that can change, but it's up to him to make it happen. And I think the Panthers believe in him. They spent a first round pick on him after all. And now it's time for him to start living up to that belief and start showing us what we saw the first 11 weeks. So, Xavier Legette, if you somehow find my channel, just catch the damn ball, bro. I believe in you. The NFL doesn't wait for, but I want you to know, as I've been doing this for the past 3 going on 4 years, the NFL doesn't wait for anyone, and neither will the fans. And you've got 4 games to show everyone why you belong the rest of this season. So make them count. All right. Let's go. Let's get into something else that Xavier Legette did, though, which I was pretty psyched about. And I got to find the video here. There it is. So let me pull this up. So Xavier Legette was on St. Brown's podcast talking about dropping his potential game-winning pass against the Eagles. And it's pretty funny. So I'm going to play this clip real quick. Let me make sure you guys can hear it. All right, perfect. And I'm going to put this, actually, hold on. I'm just going to get out the way and let y'all watch this.
Bro, I was rooting for the Panthers so hard. This is the craziest part. I'm over here on a flight back to Detroit because I was in LA. I'm like, can you guys please put this Eagles game on? I'm like, just win. Please just win. Like, everything was like, I feel like nothing was going right for the Eagles. And then y'all started coming. I'm like, this is it. Like, Panthers about to do it. And y'all niggas.
Nah, it ain't y'all, man. It was me, man.
I'm playing.
Bro. I canceled every plan I had after that. I was supposed to go to the Rod Wave concert cup. As soon as I got in the locker room, I texted the boy like, I canceled the suite. I ain't even trying to go no more, man.
You said it wasn't y'all, man. It was me. Stupid, bro. Oh, bro, you're funny. You're a funny dude.
I seen a tweet. There was a bettor who bet $3 million for the Eagles.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
Win. Bro, if you would have caught that, he would have hated you for the rest of his life.
He would have sent someone to get you.
Yeah, he would have hated you, bro.
I won't worry about that, but I ain't worried about that. Y'all boy crazy.
The funniest part though is when he caught it, he got up. His teammate was celebrating. He looked right like, damn. He was like, oh, y'all didn't catch this bitch.
So when I see that nigga like that, I said, bro, there's no way the shit won't even close.
Bro, you know in basketball when it's out on you, but you know it's out on you, be like, it's the other way. You're not confident. This is like, fuck.
Oh, word, bro. I was like, no way.
His teammate come up all hype and shit. He wasn't hype at all. Bro, this shit was funny as fuck. I already know how you.
So, I mean, it's a nice little laugh, right? Like, I mean, you gotta have some kind of I guess you know, sometimes when bad shit happens, I always try to make light of the situation. Like, again, he's learning quickly what it means to play in the NFL. Like, it's not all highlight reels, and you know, even on Raw, St. Brown had to learn that way, and his brother. Like, it's not about all highlight reels and standing ovations. Sometimes it's about facing the music after you know you screw up in front of millions of fans. And against you know, he dropped it, and he said he you know at least he admitted that he could have you know bluntly, like, he admitted that I could have caught that. And then he was just like, you know, he was so mad about it that he canceled all his plans. He canceled all of his plans. um and I think what it does is he's a rookie wide. Again, at the end of the day, he's a rookie wideout. He's not a damn magician. The talent is there. The work ethic is there. The mindset is there, obviously. Now it's just a matter of time before Legette starts turning those missed opportunities into game-winning plays. And when he does, we're all going to look back at this moment and laugh just like he already is. So, and with these guys. So, again, just a funny clip. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's better that it happens now than instead of if it was a playoff game or something, for sure. For sure. Let's get into some roster moves, man. I don't know if y'all saw this today. Or this was, yeah. Or no, this was on the 10th. My bad. So this happened yesterday. So the Carolina Panthers side, running back, kick returner, wide receiver, Felix Jones. And of course they signed Trenton Irwin, which we'll get into both of them. Again, none of these were exactly blockbuster acquisitions. They just might be. These guys, I think, are just necessary patches for because of Blackshear. And then, of course, we weren't sure about Jalen Coker in that quad. You know, and so they added 2 wide receivers, at least 1 wide receiver. And then really, I would say Felix Jones Jr. is really a jack of all trades type of player. They signed Felix Jones Jr. to the active roster. He's basically what this guy is a 27-year-old speedster. I use that term loosely because he was a 3rd-round pick by Chicago back in 2022. And since then, he's bounced around around the league. And most recently coming from the Jacksonville Jaguars practice squad. I mean, the career stats, there ain't much there. Over 135-yard receiving, 165 rushing yards, 26.7 yards average of kick returns, which isn't bad to be fair, but a measly 7.0 yard average on punt returns. He's only managed to touch the ball on punt returns 5 damn times. So Jones is going to fill the roster spot left by rookie running back Jonathan Brooks, whose season's obviously we all know is done to that brutal ACL tear. It's a tough break for Brooks. And the Panthers essentially are gambling on Jones to bring some speed and versatility really to our team that's been lacking both. And let's be real here, ladies and gentlemen. If Jones were truly a difference maker, he wouldn't have been, you know, on a practice squad to begin with. So that was the second signing of the day. They also got Trent Irwin, which I'll go over to him real quick. They also signed Trent Irwin, which is funny. He reunites with Brad Ezick, who coached him at Stanford. So again, this guy is joining our practice squad, who spent his entirety of his 6th career with the Cincinnati Bengals. Is at least a somewhat of a familiar face for us, like I said, with Brad Ezick there, who coached him back in the Stanford days. His career stats over the time, he's a serviceable type of wide receiver. 46 catches, over 600 yards, 5 touchdowns. So he's a depth guy, plain and simple, and calling this an impactful addition. Really, it's not. So they had to make room for Irwin. They moved on from a guy, Dax Mylan, who had a brief time here. Some other adjustments that they made on the roster to give you guys a heads up on, just maybe if you didn't know. Defensive tackle Sam Roberts was promoted from the practice squad to the active roster. Roberts, who's mostly been a background player, gets his shot to prove himself. Meanwhile, defensive end Deshaun Williams, who's actually appeared in 26 games for the Panthers over the past 2 seasons, got shown the door. They waiving Williams in favor of Roberts. Obviously, to me, in my mind, I felt like Deshaun Williams has shown some promise here. I feel like this is almost like a roll of the dice move for them. It's not necessarily. I don't know if it's a necessarily smart one, unless Roberts somehow seems to be better. But at this point, I think they're trying to figure out some guys that can stop the run at this point on that D line. So, yeah, I mean, just a couple moves, nothing crazy. Really not much going on there. Let's get into that injury report also. I want to get into that injury report real quick. Posted it up on Twitter. So the injury report, here it is. This is your injury report right now as we speak, ladies and gentlemen. For today. One of our top, as you can see, one of our top offensive weapons is out for the season. Chuba Hubbard's one of the 5 players listed as not participant on this rainy practice. Seems like injury was rest, so getting some rest, which is fine. I think he's fine. He probably maybe just tweaked something or just needed the rest. So giving him the day off is definitely smart. But it's not necessarily a glaring side of bad things happening there. Blackshear, the team's primary kick returner and backup running back, is dealing with a chest injury. He sustained that in the Eagles game. Blackshear's absence, to me, ladies and gentlemen, leaves the Panthers dangerously thin at the running back position, but that's why they went out and got Felix Jones Jr. and then Trenton Irwin on Tuesday. They got both those guys yesterday. That's the reason why they went there. I think like I said, I think Coker, that's when they weren't sure. He practiced fully today, but they still got Irwin, like I said, to bring in some guys. Clowney is a beast when he's healthy. That's a big win. The guy has a rest day seemingly every other week. I don't expect him to be limping around on Sunday. So I see him playing on this Sunday. Losing Blackshear, we'll see if he plays. Obviously, I think Raheem Blackshear as of right now is day to day. Even though it says for today did not participate, but as of right now, from my understanding, he is day to day. Another thing is Trevin Wallace shoulder. We're already thin there. Missing practice is not what you want to see. And him not participating makes me wonder what his game status will be this week. A'Shawn Robinson, just a rest day. Cool with me. JC Horn, limited in practice. That's a good sign. I think he's also a day-to-day guy. That is concerning if he's out. But as of right now, I know he is day-to-day. He was limited in practice today. Wanum, Lonnie Johnson, Josie Jewell, all limited in practice. They're playing through some pain, and they're just trying not to get worse. So I expect them to be on the field. I just don't know if they're going to be 100%. And then your full participations was Coker, Caleb Farley. These guys actually practiced him fully. So, it's good to see having those guys out there. But hopefully we ain't limping into NFL Week 15 with all this shenanigans. So, I mean, he's played the full season so far, man. He's played the full season so far. All right. So, appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Make sure you smash it. All right, let's get right into the next thing here. You know what? Let's get into David Tepper. We'll save the game film for last. We'll save the game film. A couple clips I want to go over with you guys for last. Let's get into David Tepper. Did y'all see this today? David Tepper, more hands off. Sources are based off of ESPN, but Bleacher Report posted it up. Again, David Tepper, Jeremy Fowler has recently adopted a more hands-off approach, leaving it to head coach Dave Canales and general manager Dan Morgan to continue to take the reins here, ladies and gentlemen. This is breaking news, in my opinion. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But again, it's good to know that this isn't happening. And let's be blunt. This so-called handoff approach has been long overdue, ladies and gentlemen. Like, since Tepper bought this team in 2018, he's been meddling. He has turned the Panthers into a punchline. This team's 3-10 record this season is just the latest chapter in a humiliating saga. Now, as Fowler put it, if you read the article, he's trying to trust Canales and GM Dan Morgan to get it right, knowing that the roster requires patience in its current state. We shall see if he holds to that. That is from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. Now, the guy, Tepper's track record, we all know, is failure. Patience, there ain't none since he's been here. Tepper's time marked by consistent turnover, terrible decision making, and a losing culture that has deeply trenched us into where we are now. Because in the 6+ years, ladies and gentlemen, that he's owned this damn team, we have amassed a 34-78 record. We have yet to sniff the fucking playoffs. We have finished dead last in the NFC South 4 times. And that is not enough to piss you off as the Panthers fan. I don't know what does. Because let's not forget the reckless trade that gutted this team's future, right? Because it was reported last year by NBC Sports, Mike Florio reported last year that Tepper was the mastermind behind the decision to trade multiple high valuable picks, including that could have turned the Chicago Bears quarterback Caleb Williams to draft Bryce Young in the 2023. Now, Young, who was supposed to be the savior, got benched, and now he's having that resurgence, thankfully. But at the same time, it was looking doom and gloom after the first 2 weeks of this season. You got to think about the coaching carousel that's been through this too. Ron Rivera fired midseason. The only respectable coach Tepper inherited got the boot less than 2 years into that new regime. Matt Rule, that was a disastrous hire whose college style bullshit never translated to NFL. Tepper paid him a king's ransom for mediocrity. Then you got Frank Wright, the so-called offensive genius who oversaw a 2-win season before getting canned. Like, again, it seems Tepper might actually be trying to fix this mess, his mess, ahead of the 2024 season. He hired a consultant firm to help with this search for a new head coach and general manager. And it's a sharp departure for the internal process that led to the disasters of Roll Right. Even So this doesn't mean that us fans should start celebrating because Tepper's recent decision to hand more control to Canales and Morgan might be the step in the right direction, but that's not act like it's some noble act of self-awareness. This is damage control, plain and simple. Okay. There is some optimism around Canales at this point, who signed a 6-year deal with the Panthers before the 2024 season. Obviously, we know who Canales is. He's known for his ability to elevate underperforming quarterbacks. Canales might, and that's a big might, be able to salvage Bryce Young and the rest of his career. But we'll see. I think this obviously Canales is likely to stay with the team into 2025. And obviously we'll see how that goes, which is signaling that Morgan and Tepper expect Young's development to continue despite the disaster of last year in the first 2 weeks of this season. So the current state isn't just a rebuilding phase for the Carolina Panthers, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. David Tepper has been the one throwing gasoline on the fire here. If he really has taken a step back, maybe, just maybe, this franchise can start to claw its way out of the NFC South basement. And let's not kid ourselves. In this whole ordeal, the road is respectability, and it's long, and it's littered with wreckage of Tepper's previous fuck-ups, and we deserve better than the circus that he's been giving us. But David Tepper's hands-off approach is, to me, a fucking bare minimum at this point. So we'll see. We'll see if he continues to do this. Right? We'll see if he continues this. Again, let's see how much more patience he's got. Guys, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on new content. All right. Who thinks we can win out? Any of y'all think he can win out? Any of y'all think we can win out? I see. I mean, we might. We got to beat Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay. I think we're home against the Falcons. I think we're home against the Cardinals. I got to go look at our schedule. Crap. I might see 2 more losses or two more wins. If I looked at the rest of our schedule, I would probably say there's maybe 2 more wins. I mean, there's 4 games left. Cowboys, Cardinals, Buccaneers. Oh, no. We're home against Cowboys. We're home against the Cardinals. And then you're at the Buccaneers. And then we're at the Falcons. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting for sure. It'll be interesting on that note. Marcos Cash. If I'm looking at it now, I've got us beating the Cowboys. Cardinals. Cardinals is going to be interesting. I can see us beating the Cardinals, but then we're at the Buccaneers. Because of how close this is, I would say we lose to the Bucs because they're trying to win this division and get into the playoffs, or at least make a wild card spot. And the Falcons game at the Falcons, I think that's where the Carolina Panthers could be spoilers and win. So win out, no. I think we would lose at Tampa Bay. But I think we could beat that. I think we win against Dallas, win against the Cardinals, and lose to the Falcons at the end, and beat the Falcons at the end of the year. If we won any more 3-1 down the stretch seems more likely than me. I'm just saying, looking at the schedule, looking at that schedule. So. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, at this point, the way this team's playing, it's any given Sunday. And again, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Again, it's any given Sunday at this point, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into this next thing. I want to talk about this defense real quick. And this little over the John Ellis, one Panther place. Over the last 3 games, the Panthers ranked first in sack rate. The in sack per games. And they've done it against a trio division leaders who have combined a 30-7 record. So what's happening with this defense? What's happened with this defense? Because the Carolina Panthers see, nobody expected this team to light the league on fire, especially on defense. Especially this is supposed to be a rebuilding year, a season to figure out Bryce is the future or just another hype bus, right? And the front office spent most of its free agency money and high draft picks on the offense, which then left us with this defense with a defense, enough scraps to barely field a squad, but aside of a few stars like Derek Brown, Shat Thompson, again, J.C. Horn's still a star in my opinion. But you gave Xavier Legette was handed a roster that could generously to be described as bare bones. And then the injuries hit hard, right? You got to think about it this way. Season opener against the Saints saw Derek Brown go down with a meniscus injury. And then from there, the injury list exploded. Shaq Thompson was taken out as a brutal Achilles tear in week 4 against the Bengals. Jordan Fuller, right? One of our was the starting safety at the time. Spent time on injury reserve, only for his replacement to Nick Scott to end up there too. Josie Jewell, the lone experienced linebacker, left standing. Missed several games, nursing a groin and hamstring injury at the same time. To top it all off, DJ Wonnum, the outside linebacker, was supposed to anchor this pass rush. The opposite side of Jadeveon Clowney didn't step on the field until week 10. It's a miracle that this team has even managed to field a defense during the first half of the season. At this point, at one point, they were so banged up that opposing offenses were scoring at will, if you think about it, making even bottom tier teams look like Super Bowl contenders. And let's call it what it is. It was a disaster. So if you try to drive a car without wheels or an engine, you're not going anywhere. And that's exactly what this Panthers defense looked like. A heap of spare parts held together by duct tape and prayers. And I'm dead ass serious. This defense has turned the corner. I have to give props where props is due. There are some certain things that still bothers me with the Xavier Legette, like the soft ass coverage that he plays, the soft ass zone coverage when it gets into the 3rd and 7 or 4th and 10 plays, or when it's like almost like a prevent defense we're running because you want to get the big play, but and some of the lack of adjustments and J.C. Horn not staying on the top tier wide receiver, like some of those things with Evero does bother me. But you fast forward to now, and somehow against all odds, ladies and gentlemen, this Panthers defense has clawed its way back to relevancy. You think about it, with just 4 games left in the season, this unit is nearly at full strength. It's not perfect. Brown and Thompson are still out. Cornerback Dane Jackson has lost his starting spot to Mike Jackson. But compared to the train wreck we witnessed early in the season, this is as close to healthy as we've been. And holy hell, what a difference it's made, because Wonnum's return has been an absolute game changer. His presence has elevated the entire front 7, turning patchwork defensive line into something resembling a cohesive unit. The secondary, once a revolving door of backups and practice squad call-ups, is now solid, even, dare I say, competent. This wasn't supposed to happen. This defense wasn't built to be competitive even at full strength, and let alone after being gutted with injuries. And yet here we are. Like, the numbers don't lie. Everyone is talking about Bryce Young's growth. And yes, he's finally starting to look like the guy we hoped he'd be. But let's give this defense some damn flowers a little bit. I have to. Now, again, we can't stop the run to save our ass, but this is something to be positive about with it. Because over the past few weeks, during what we can only describe as a moral victory streak, this unit has quietly been putting up some impressive stats. They're not just holding their own, they're making life hell for opposing defenses, considering where they started, and there's nothing short of remarkable. I do have to give a lot of this success, and to this is to Ajir Evero. I mean, the man deserves his flowers for what he's accomplished. Let's be clear. Evero was handed a shit sandwich and somehow turned it into something, plausible. Like, even with a healthier roster, no one expected this group to be competitive. Yet here they are punching while above their weight class. And the Panthers front office has any brains, they'll do whatever it takes to keep Evero around next season. I'm going to give him another chance. You give this guy the actual talent to work with, who knows what he'll be able to do. Give this guy a true nose tackle. Give this guy another opposite edge rusher of DJ Wandum. Add another corner in there to this depth chart. Bring in another linebacker. Bring in another safety. Bring in another defensive lineman. Man, the sky could be the limit with this defense, especially if how it's turned the corner now. This season, is a lost cause of this person in terms of wins, okay, and losses. But for the first time in months, there has been a glimmer of hope. The defense against all odds has found its footing in certain areas, right? They're playing tough. They're still playing disciplined football. Again, they're doing it with a roster that should have folded weeks ago, if we're being honest. So they've taken a season that was, circling the drain. And now they've injected a little pride back into this team. It's like I said, they've had to figure out how to build that winning culture. They've had to learn how to bring back that identity. They've been trying to bring back that keep pounding identity. And I think that's what we're seeing now on both sides of the ball. On both sides of the ball. Right? I mean, the future looked terrible a few weeks ago in Carolina, but this team is poised to be, I think, a favorite of 2025 sleeper pick across the nation if they keep up this level of play, right? So we'll see. We'll see. I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Josh, I think that's what everybody wants. Them just to continue to be competitive. They healthy. We got to at least beat the Cowboys. All my family, Cowboy friends, my wife, my 2 teen daughters. Listen, my girl is a Cowboys fan too, Marcos Cash. So trust me, I would love to just rub that in her face just a little bit. When your offense performs, gives the defense time to rest. When you go 3 and out over and over, when even the besties get tired, for sure. I agree with that. Our offense put together long drives with the run game, plenty of time for the D to rest up. And I think it's going to continue that way. We've seen that. Defense has been better for sure. Our D roster's full of second string and rotation players, healthy, so banged up. Yeah, I definitely think Belichick to the Tar Heels. I saw that, man. Again, that's it. That's another interesting story right there is the Belichick thing, ladies and gentlemen. Like, man, Bill Belichick, and I think he got a 5-year deal with UNC. It's a guy that's never coached, a guy that's never recruited. You got the NIL, you got the transfer portal. I mean, he might be able to work something out, though, because if you can get transfers and NIL at UNC, you can probably work something out. It was a 3-year deal? I thought it was a 5-year deal. I thought it was a 5-year deal for Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick. Let's see. Was it a 5-year or 3-year? Well, it says sources tell me UNC will increase the NIL package for football from $4 million to $20 million in an effort to land Belichick. Wow. Okay. What was his contract though? I thought it was a 5-year deal. Wow. Yeah, what was it? How many years was it? I want to see his contract. No, it's a 5-year deal. Bill Belichick agreed to a 5-year deal pending administration approval. Previous coach Mack was paid $5 million per season, but he's agreed to a 5-year deal. That's crazy. It'll be interesting to see how he does in college. Belichick, like, this is his first known contact as a head coach. He's obviously I think the crazy thing about Bill Belichick hiring there is that he's the greatest coach in NFL history, won 6 Super Bowls, a 3-time NFL Coach of the Year, a legendary 24-year run with the Patriots, holds NFL records, most Super Bowl appearances, playoff wins, division championships as a coach. I mean, in total, he spent 49 years coaching in the NFL, which is crazy. If you think about it. Now he's moved to the collegiate ranks, and I'm just curious how this is going to work. I'm just curious how that's going to work for him, because what does Bill Belichick know about recruiting? What does he know about recruiting? What does he know about, like, he can coach, don't get me wrong, but what does he know about recruiting? And what does he know about NIL? What does he know about the transfer portal? That's my question. I just want to know what he knows. The coaching won't be a problem for me. I know the guy can coach. That ain't the issue for me. Guys, there's over 47 people watching. We only got 29 likes. I would greatly appreciate it. We got some slackers out there. If we could get this up to 50 likes or more, that would be huge. I would greatly appreciate that. 50 likes or more. We're about to break down some game film. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. About to break down some game film. Just a couple clips tonight. Nothing crazy. All right. So 50 likes. I would greatly appreciate it. We're only at 30 likes. I would love to get this live stream to 50 likes. All right. I greatly appreciate it. 47 people watch it again. 50 likes. That's all I'm asking. All right. I greatly appreciate it. Let's break down some game film. Let me get it. Let me pull it up. Where's my first video? I want to do, this is my first video. Okay. We're going to break this down. I'm going to put the playback speed to this. I'm going to pull this back. All right. So this play right here, and I was looking at this play earlier. I was looking at this play earlier. So we're going to break this down real quick. So we're going to go through some film sesh here. And in the recent weeks, I've been doing this. I've been doing this since the beginning of the season. So we've been breaking down game film since the beginning of the season. So if you're new here, we do this at least once a week. So here's the thing. When we watch this, you in this play, this is where you see Bryce Young's growth and guts. Okay. Now, in this play right here, the Panthers have leaned heavily under center play action concepts. So when you watch this, you're going to see this. Now, there's this a testament to head coach Dave Canales and Brad Ezek dialing up some smart schemes to his strength. Now, Young's execution has been the real difference. He's gone from looking jittery and overwhelmed to operating like a damn professional. So check out this particular play. Now, watch Bryce Young's footwork was spot on this. His drop back was deliberate. His platform is solid. Watch. Double fake. And then watch his feet here. Step, step, step. Plants. And when he hits this hitch, he's going to hit this hitch. He already begins to throw the process. Throwing process. It was textbook. Then he dropped an absolute dime to David Moore right here. Boom. And that's just an absolute beauty. Let's watch it again. Watch his drop back. Watch how he stands on the platform. Ready? And it's platform. Throw. Bam. That's textbook. That's what you want to see every single time. His feet are planted and he can make the throw. Watch again. Last time here. Footwork, plant, step, and he makes the throw. It's a very simple concept, but it's right to it's perfect because another thing is David Moore beats Darius Slay at the line of scrimmage. And this is a 3rd and 2nd conversion on this play, which sets up that touchdown drive. So in this play, again, and I'll run it back one more time, Young doesn't just show poise. He shows he's got guts to thread the needle. This isn't some dink and dunk game manager nonsense. This is a kid who knows how to make these types of plays. And we saw it in Bama, and we're starting to see it again here. So that's play number 1. All right. Play number 1. Let's get into the next one. Let's get into play number 2 here. All right. Hold on. I'm going to watch out here. Play number 2. We'll slow it down. All right. Watch this play here. Now, this is another good one. And so this play here is what I like to call a quarterback who thinks before he runs. So what happens is there's too many young quarterbacks most of the time at the first sign of trouble. What do you think they do? They think about taking off and running, right? What Young is starting to understand is when you use his legs and when to keep his eyes downfield. He's starting to understand when to use his legs but also keep his eyes downfield. Case in point, this is a 3rd and 5 in the 4th quarter, ladies and gentlemen. We were desperate at this point. Down 6 points against, the league's top defense, and we needed something. So when the pocket collapses here, watch this play. Young looks like he might be taking off, but he kept his eyes up, scanning for an option, and sure enough, watch what happens. He finds Adam Thielen in the soft spot in this coverage here, right? And Young fires a dart on the move, picking up a crucial first down. That's what separates quarterbacks with brains from those who rely on purely athleticism. That's why Anthony Richardson's struggling right now. And this offensive lineman is doing a hell of a job. You got to give the big man up front shout out, when we watch these clips. It's every single time, man. Robert Hunt, Damian Lewis, they're always doing their job. Moton's doing good here. Look at Icky on the outside here. I mean, and then Cade Mays up front, man. I mean, this offensive line, you got to give it credit where credit is due. I love watching the offensive line from this angle because look at him. I mean, that's why we're seeing also Bryce Young being able to make these plays, man. That offensive line up front there is giving him also a great clean pocket for him to step up and make a throw. And that's a perfect example a little bit there. We got 52 people watching, only 30 likes. Do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, let's move on to the next play. All right, here's the next one. This one's a little bit longer. Now, this one is a defining moment that came in late in the game. I felt like this is a defining moment. Backed up to our own damn 2-yard line here, as you can see, facing a brutal 3rd and 11. He was coming off an illegal forward pass at this point that could have wrecked the entire drive. The pressure was insane on this play. The Eagles were breathing down his neck, and everyone watching was probably expecting a disaster. I was thinking he was going to get a safety. But in this play right here, ladies and gentlemen, instead, and we'll watch the full 35 seconds, instead, he turned a play into that left my jaw on the floor. He dodged 2 would be sacks like he was playing backyard football, kept his eyes downfield the whole time, launched a 31-yard missile to the rookie wideout Xavier Legette. It was the kind of play that makes you think like, holy shit, this kid might actually be the real deal. Let's watch it in slow-mo here. We got 35 seconds. It's going through the play. Shotgun formation. You got Legette up there. You got there's Javion Sanders there. Pressure coming. Breaks the tackle. Finds Legette. Perfect throw over the corner's head. And that's Darius Slay. And he throws it right over his head and makes that was a huge catch by Legette there. Makes that catch. Let's watch it from this angle. Pressure coming. He sees it. Tries to go that way. Nothing there. That's a thing of beauty, man. That is a thing of beauty. Yeah, he's definitely found his position. 60 people watching, only 31 likes. Step on that like button if you're enjoying the content. Smash it. Smash if you're hating. So smash the like button if you hate it too. Right? Bryce is the guy. All right. Another one. The words of another one himself. This one's a blitz play. So the defense on this one is running they're running blitz. They're running a blitz package here. All right. Now this is something that has changed a lot for Bryce Young, ladies and gentlemen. He is beating the blitzes like a veteran. He is not folding like a cheap tent like he used to. He is standing in the pocket, stepping up in the pocket, taking the hits, or he's getting the ball out quicker and making the right decision. That's the one thing what we cannot forget about how badly Bryce Young struggled against pressure early in the season and how he's transitioned them. Because after when blitzes were coming, this kid looked lost. Like that and that's the reason why he got benched. You fast forward to week 14, he's a sudden different player, like a critical 4th and 2 With the game on the line, the Eagles sent all-out blitz. This wasn't a scare tactic. This was an attempt to break him, and he doesn't flinch. The offensive line, to their credit, did their damn job on this play. So they pick up the rushers long enough for Young to make the read. He delivers a strike to Thielen on a deep out route, converting the first down, keeping the game alive. It was a big boy throw, plain and simple, pressure in his face, everything on the line, and you don't blink, Mr. Bryce Young. Watch it here. I mean, it's a great play, man. That's a great play. Again, let's call it like it is, ladies and gentlemen. Bryce Young, still a long way to go. The Panthers are 3-10, and no amount of silver linings can change the fact that this team is buried in the standings, okay? Let's be honest. All right? Let's be honest. Like, he didn't drop the egg. And but Young is showing that he's learning. He's adapting. And he most importantly, he's starting to look like a quarterback who could actually lead this team out of the gutter someday. And when Young returned to the lineup, 6 weeks ago, we think about it, we knew he'd be tested against the elite teams like the Chiefs, the Buccaneers, the Eagles. He didn't just pass those tests, he aced them. He's been delivering clutch plays against top-tier defenses. He's proven he can hang with the best in the NFL. That's not some participation trophy shit. That's cold, hard progress. Like, no, he's not perfect, and he never will be. But if you're still doubting about this kid, you're not paying attention at all. Against all odds, Bryce Young is starting to look like a long-term solution that we've been waiting for. But he has to keep it up at this point, because the league doesn't give a damn about potential. It cares about results. And for the first time in a long time, I can say, and maybe Panthers might actually be heading in the right direction. I can feel like that we are. So again, over 74 people watching, 65 on YouTube. We got a couple over on Twitter, a couple on Twitch. I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Guys, we got 67 people watching on YouTube. All right, do me a favor. Let's get this up to 75 likes or more. Let's get this live stream to 75 likes or more. I would greatly appreciate that, man. I'm putting content up every single day, 5 days a week, live streaming at least 3 to 4 times, at least 4 to 5 times a week, mainly. So, again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on new content. And again, I would greatly appreciate it. Liking and subscribing is all for free. That's all I ask. I would greatly appreciate that. Roseanne Batchman, keep pounding. I appreciate you. Appreciate you joining the live stream. Keep pounding. Yeah, 34 peepers watching. Get them likes up. 34. There's 68. 68 people watching now. So, guys, I appreciate it. Been on here for over an hour. Yeah, I'm gonna hop off. I'll probably either be live. I'll probably be live tomorrow. Probably be live Friday. Probably get some more content out to you guys. Get some shorts out to you guys. Gonna talk about some craziness. But man, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream again. Do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss any new content. And as always, guys, y'all know what to do. Keep pounding. Peace.